behind closed doors. I'm a fool for your love.
Hi guys, another Geek123 here. So in today's video I'm going to start going through the making of the MCU films, since I went through all of the Spider-Man movies and I'm really interested in this type of stuff, seeing how movies, particularly the ones I love, have got made. So today we are starting with Iron Man, the movie that kicked it all off. So let's get into it. First, the development. In April 1990, Universal Studios bought the rights to develop an Iron Man movie for the big screen. They hired Stuart Gordon on to direct a low-budget film about the character. But time went on with work keep getting scrapped. 20th Century Fox eventually got the rights from Universal. In January 1997, Nicolas Cage really wanted to portray the character. Then in September 1990, Tom Cruise expressed interest in producing a movie while starring. Jeff Vintar and Stan Lee co-wrote a story for Fox, included a new science fiction origin for the character, and also featured MODOK as the villain. Tom Rothman, president of production at Fox, said that the screenplay made him understand the character. In May 1990, Jeffrey Kane was hired to rewrite the script for. That October, Quentin Tarantino was approached to write and direct. Again, making the script change, it was a bit of a mess. And this then made Fox sell the rights to New Line Cinema in December. However, saying the script was too strong, and they were already working on two Marvel products. By July 2000, a new film was written by Ted Elliott, Terry Rossio, and Tim McClain. The script also had Nick Fury scene. That was the last setup in the actual film in this script. In June 2001, New Line then started talking to Joss Whedon, big fan of the character, to direct. In December 2000. McClain's had turned it to a script for it. In December 2004, the studio hired Nick Cassavetes, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, for filming. For directing the film instead of Whedon for a 2006 release. Screenplay drafts were also written by Alfred Goh, Miles Miller, and David Hayter. Sorry if I pronounced any of that names wrong. Then new film also had Tony go up an evil version of his father Howard, who becomes War Machine, changing a lot of the Iron Man lore. But eventually the film got cancelled and New Line returned the rights to Marvel. In November 2005, Marvel Studios restarted from scratch and announced Iron Man as their first movie. They struggled for writers, but the ones they got made a script that could make Iron Man a proper independent character and made him as popular as Spider-Man or Hulk, which was very true. They also released cartoon shorts called Iron Man Adventures. Until now, surprisingly, I only think I saw a clip of this once, so if I did blunder the name, I'm very sorry. I did not know this was a thing, but it was in canon of this new version of the character and was produced by Tim Miller and Blair Studio. So I technically haven't watched all the MCU, but I promise I watched most of it. For pre-production, Jon Favreau was hired to direct in April 2006. He also said he was excited to work on a new type of spy movie starring the character. He said in his personal opinion, it was the Marvel version of the original Superman movie and Batman Begins. He also changed the Vietnam war origin to Afghanistan for the modern world. John August then polished the script. Comic book staff was also asked to look over it by Favreau. In September 2006, Robert Downey Jr. was cast as Tony Stark. He was chosen because he was a big fan of the character, and his life/career had been very similar to the character. Robert earned $500,000 for the role, and him and Favreau had a tour of SpaceX by Elon Musk because Robert thought Tony would hang about with Elon Musk if he was in the real world. The next month, additional casting was also done. Terrence Howard was cast as James Rhodes in October 2006. Gwyneth Paltrow was cast as Pepper Potts in January 2007, and Jeff Bridges was cast as an unknown role in February. Favreau also wanted the film to be believable by showing the construction of the Iron Man suits in 3 stages. Stan Winston, a big fan, made metal and rubber versions of the armour. The Mark I was designed to look like it was made from spare parts. Scale models was also used for shots in the film. Mark II resembles an aeroplane prototype with visible flaps. Mark III, the final suit for the whole film, was also designed by Adi Gravok and Phil Saunders. There was also a War Machine suit design, but it got removed since the War Machine scenes got scrapped for the somewhat planned sequel they had in mind. Now for filming. It began on March 12, 2007, starting with Afghanistan scenes, which were filmed on set of a cave, model of a cave, Avalon Pine. Other shots were filmed at Ultra Sand Dunes. After that, filming at Edwards Air Force Base started in mid-April and ended on May 2nd. Filming was also done at Malibu, I don't know why I said Malibu, around the same time to add digital shots of Stark's Soul. Filming concluded on June 25th, 2007 at Caesar's Palace in LA. Much improvisation in scenes while filming, since the script was not 100% done, since filmmakers were focused a lot on the story and the action, but it felt right since it was very natural. Almost every scene was shot at least 2 times since Robert wanted to try scenes in different ways to get it all right. Dialogue for the Nick Fury cameo was also changed on set of filming, and it was from help from Michael Bendis. Kevin Feige also removed the scene from all of the test screenings for it to surprise everyone when the full movie actually released. Now for post-production. Favreau's main concern was how the effects would turn out. He hired Industrial Light and Magic to create the effects after seeing Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End and Transformers that they worked on. Companies The Orphanage and The Bassi did additional work with mostly working on the Mark I armour. Now for music. Composer Ramin Djawadi, sorry if I did not pronounce that right, I don't think I have, said he was a fan of Iron Man and Batman, since they both didn't have powers. He and Favreau had decided to use guitars and rock music since Tony is like a rock star more than a hero. He also had help with arrangements and cues from Hans Zimmer, Remote Control Productions, and Tom Morello, who actually makes a cameo in the film as well. The soundtrack was also released by Lionsgate Records on April 29th, 2008. Now for marketing. Marvel and Paramount modelled their marketing campaign for the movie on that of Transformers. In May 2008, Sega released a tie-in based video game for multiple platforms, which I'll probably talk about in the future. A spot for the movie was released during a Super Bowl break. Hasbro created figures of armors for the film as well. A Titanium Man who was in the video games as well had his own figure. Burger King and Aldi, who has marketing for the film, also promoted it around the world.
You're gonna need the hospital. Look at you. Oh, burger, you had to have a burger. Yeah. Well, come on. You get me one of those? There's only one left.
Yes, the two clips you just seen actually made the impacted heartwarming scene in Endgame. And this is a little bit of a ramble in here, but just amazing to think how marketing Burger King like this, just to get an advert like you just seen, impacted Endgame. Anyway, finally for the release. The premiere was held at the Greater Union Theatre at George Street, Sydney on April 14th, 2008. The film then began releasing in international markets on April 30th and was released in the US on May 2nd, 2008. The film was then released on Blu-ray and DVD on September 20th, 2008 in the US and Canada, then October 27th, 2008 in Europe. DVDs sold 4 million copies in its first week and made $93 million, which is believable for 2008, but that is unbelievable to really hear if you think about it in total. So thank you guys for watching and listening about the marketing, release, development, production of Iron Man. This movie is like one of my favourites out of the MCU, and I really love how the way the improvisation worked. I loved the effects, it was very good for back then. Kind of admit I wasn't a big fan of the movie when I was a younger kid, because yes, I was a Tobey Maguire fanboy until I eventually started getting used to the MCU when near around the Avengers came out. But don't like hate on me, because I was like 6 when Iron Man came out, and that means I was like 10 years old if I was right when Avengers came out. So don't hate on me too much about that, but honestly I'm a big fan, as you can tell, of all of this now. So what are your thoughts, guys, on the movie? Please comment down below or go to my most recent tweet and at anothergeek1231. And also, if you want to go to my Discord, if you have any other information about anything about the Iron Man movie, or again, just want to talk about your own opinion about the movie, please join the Discord. And the link is always in the description.
Hold up.